to visit Egypt in the nearest chance, boosting the strategic ties that bind the two nations, and also to attend the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum. For his part, Trump invited President Sisi to visit the White House in the very near future. And to shed more light on the latest phone talks between President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and American President Donald Trump, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone His Excellency Ambassador Mohamed Oraby, former Foreign Minister. Thank you very much for being with us, sir, and a very good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Before going into the details of the phone call and what the Egyptian presidency said in a statement after it, how do you see first the timing of the phone call?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. I think it's a timely, I would say, call and timely conversation between the two leaders, because, you know, we have a lot of things to discuss between the two leaders, and the situation in the Middle East also is very critical now. So I guess it was a timely conversation between the two leaders, and in the meantime it is just, you know, before the meetings between the President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu after the few days.
Yeah. Sir, let's tackle some of the messages which were sent by President Sisi to Donald Trump during the phone call. President Sisi asserted the fact that the international community resorted to Donald Trump's ability to end the struggle in a historical settlement, as he promised that in his electoral campaign, that whenever he is there, no more bloodshed, there's going to be a settlement for the Palestinian cause. At a time that there were very firm reaction, whether from the Egyptian or the Jordanian side, to fully reject any and under any circumstances displacement of the Palestinian people or take them out from their own land. How do you see both together? How do you see the equation?
Well, I guess the approach by President Sisi, you know, it was a very I would say good and even excellent approach, because you think President Sisi put the man on his promises and his pledges that he will work as an instrumental for a peace process in the Middle East and try to tackle all the disputes in this area. So I guess that was a very good approach in order to remind the man that he is responsible, and in the meantime he promised that he would be instrumental for the situation in the Middle East to be more quiet and peaceful. Yeah. And I think the second message, yes, I think it was a very firm and strong. And President Sisi, I think he was trying to give His Excellency the President of the United States that we still adhere to the principle of the Palestinian questions and our stands since the beginning of this crisis in the Middle East, and we will not tolerate any displacement for the Palestinian people from their land, because this will mean that the Palestinians, there is a real attempt from anybody to resolve the Palestinian question.
Liquidate the Palestinian cause, meaning that there is no Palestinian independent state, and this is not the legitimate right of the Palestinians. The Palestinians, they do have the right to have their independent Palestinian state with Al-Quds as its capital. But besides that, sir, also the President was keen to mention the humanitarian aid and the necessity to deliver humanitarian aid to the Palestinians wherever they are inside their territories with full amounts, at least to try to alleviate their sufferings, which unfortunately continue for more than 15 months of Israeli genocide war. How do you see also this as mentioned by the President?
Egypt will play an important role, you know, in the near future to be the real advocate for the real assessment or assistance to the Palestinian people in Gaza, and I think we will be on the forefront of, you know, all the attempts by the international community to help the people there. And our message, or the President's message to President Trump, was so clear and loud, and I think everybody appreciates what Egypt did since the 7th of October concerning the help for the Palestinian people whom lived under severe conditions since the aggression of the Israeli army on their land.
One final question, sir, or one final point which was tackled. There were mutual invitations from President Sisi to President Trump to visit Egypt in the nearest future and even to attend the official inauguration of the GIM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, as a gift from Egypt to humanity at large. And President Trump also said that there is an open invitation to the president to go to America and to meet him in the White House. How do you see this mutual or this exchange of invitations?
I think that was an excellent also approach from President Sisi to invite President Trump to come for this big event in Egypt, and I think this will remind President Trump that Egypt acquired a great civilization, and I think this will be an eye-opening to the president when he is trying to deal with Egypt, to put in his mind, the civilization and the culture of Egypt since many thousand years ago.
Amen to that. Very well said, Ambassador Oraby. Thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good evening. This is it. Study the history of Egypt, and then you are going to understand all about our stances, all about our roles played, not only in the Middle East, but in the whole world. Well, still in Egypt and to another level, to the diplomatic level this time. Upon the invitation from Egypt, a meeting was held Saturday in Cairo at the level of foreign ministers in which Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Qatar participated, in addition to the Secretary General of the Executive Committee of the Palestinian Liberation Organization for the State of Palestine, Hussein Sheikh, and the Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abu al-Ghait. The foreign ministers issued a final communique in which they reiterated their full rejection of the Israeli occupation and violation of the Palestinians' rights through displacement. Details follow. Arab foreign ministers on Saturday rejected the transfer of Palestinian